It's the first preview of the year, Lions versus Packers. Before we get into it, who do you got winning the game? If you got the Lions winning the game, put DET. If you got the Packers, put GB. Let's get this thing started right now. How I do my prediction and previews is I generally go how each week performs for each team. Since this is week 1, we're going to be doing just stats from the previous year. Take it all with a grain of salt. Doesn't really mean anything. It's a new year. That's just how we do it. So let's go ahead and tell you the little information about the game here. If you don't know, it is week 1 here, and it is going to be a 4:25 game on Sunday at September 7 here. The Lions are traveling to the Packers, and right now, the Lions are 2.5-point underdogs. The Green Bay Packers are favored by 2.5 points, and the total over and under is 49.5. Like I was saying previously, this is stats that occurred last year, so take everything with a complete and utter grain of salt because it doesn't mean much the new year. Both teams were really good last year, so we don't have to go through all the points and everything. Lions 15-2, won the NFC North. Green Bay Packers 11-6. Really good team, right? Their offenses were both good. Their defenses were good until injuries happen with teams, in which it happened with the Detroit Lions significantly with the defense, and the Packers had injuries with the offensive weapons and Jordan Love throughout the season. So both teams were beat up at some point. Before we continue on, again, who do you got winning the game? If you got the Lions winning, put DET. If you got the Packers winning, put GB. Let's go ahead and, again, we'll look at the stats that occurred last year. Lions defense versus Packers offense. What is the big changes here? Obviously, the Lions got a new defensive coordinator, and all their players are pretty much healthy for the team. Packers are healthy too defensively. So this is week 1. Everyone's at their best right now. So the Lions defense has started out good last year, and it got bad due to a lot of the injuries. And Packers, they had a mixed bag, but honestly, the defense played well for sure. I go through these stats, but it seems pointless. Both teams are really good. And plus, this is a new offense for the Lions, and it's week 1. If you look at last year with the Lions week 1, they start out slow. Matter of fact, they started slow for the first 4 weeks. Why is that? It's a new NFL season. So I suspect both offenses will start out a little bit slow. Maybe the points will come more in the second half of the game, but I think both teams will fill each other out, both on offense and defense right there. At least that's kind of what I got going on for this one. And again, it's the same thing here. Lions offense versus Packers defense. Lions lost a couple players on the offensive line. Talking about Frank Ragnow, Kevin Zeitler, but they bring in Mahogany. They have Graham Glasgow now at center, so the offensive line is a little bit less than you'd like it to be. Now, in contrary, the Packers defense, they actually added, and we all know this, we've seen the news that broke out, they added a pass rusher in Micah Parsons, who is damn good, and you look what he did last year for the Dallas Cowboys. Now, he was injured. He played in 13 games, not in all 17. He had 30 solo tackles, 12 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, 0 interceptions. What's really good about Micah Parsons' game is his ability to rush the passer. His get off is amazing, and he is fast. And then on the opposite side, you do got Rashawn Gary giving the Green Bay Packers a pretty potent defensive line, pass rushing defensive line, because Rashawn Gary had 7.5 sacks last year. So Micah Parsons, Rashawn Gary, a big front that Penei Sewell and Taylor Decker is going to have to be dealing with. You also got Kingsley Egnogbar with 5 sacks, Brendan Cox at 4.5 sacks, and Edred Cooper at 3.5 for last year's stats. Now, I expect everybody else on this defensive line to get a little bit better in regards to attacking the quarterback. Why is that? Because now Micah Parsons is going to get chipped. He's going to get double teamed, and you can't do it to everybody. Rashawn Gary in there. So it's going to be a nasty front for the Packers. Now, when it comes to stopping the run, though, it's a little bit different. They traded away their run-stopping defensive tackle to the Green Bay Packers, and Micah Parsons is not known as the pass rusher that can stop the run well, right? He's not the best there. So they gain the ability to tack the quarterback, but they lost a little bit of strength in stopping the run. So it's going to be very intriguing to see how this one plays out. It's not just for this game, but going forward for the Packers defensive line and the Lions offensive line. So this is going to be the matchup to me in this game. It's going to be Lions line, Packers line. Who wins in the gritty middle of the field for both lines here? Predict the score of this game. Give us a score. I don't care what score you have. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. What is a player that we're going to watch for the Packers offense? That is Jordan Love. He had 3,389 passing yards last year with 11 interceptions, 25 touchdowns, and a completion percentage of 63.1. Now, I spoke previously that he was dinged up last year, and he was. He got all sorts of beat up. And so that's why his numbers are a little bit down. He missed games. Malik Willis came in for him. That's why those stats are down a little bit because of injuries. And they've had injuries throughout camp, and it'll be interesting to see who can play on all these offensive weapons. Even it's week 1, so you would suspect everybody, but we'll see. So what to watch for in this game? What do the Lions need to do in this game? They need to stop the rookie wide receiver, Matthew Golden. He's done a really well job in camp for the Packers. They now have a legitimate number 1 wide receiver. Terrion Arnold or DJ Reed, whoever jumps on him, must stay with it. Jordan Love's going to be throwing him the football quite a bit because he's making plays. They finally put a first-round pick in a wide receiver, and the Packers are going to send the football in that direction. So our secondary, an elite secondary, got to do a good job right there. The Lions need to contain Jordan Love. Yes, contain. I was watching the games last year, Lions and Packers, and what drove me crazy, and third down, Jordan Love would get the first down with his legs. Now we have Davenport. That's the whole point of him being here, is setting the edge. That is definitely going to help out for the Lions defensive line. We did not have him last year to be doing that. And if you watch the couple games he played in, that's what he did. He's really good at setting the edge and not letting anyone beat him in that sense. It's going to be good for the run and for Jordan Love. But we got to contain this man. If we don't contain him and he does what mobile quarterbacks has done to the Lions defense for the past couple of years, the Lions would lose this game. We got to stop and contain Jordan Love. The Lions must run the football. Their weakness on defense is run defense. Our strength on offense is running the football. Now, Ben Johnson in years past would not do this. This is John Morton's offense. Run the football here. I would like to see more runs to pass. We have the ability to control the clock. We have the ability to set the tone, run the football, and establish that we are a strong football team. And Penei Sewell, Tate Ratledge, those guys love running the football. And if you want them to settle in, that is a good way to start the season out. Run the football. Start fast. Our offense always starts fast. Now, again, if you look last year, we did start slow, but we got to start somehow fast, right? Again, run the football. Just keep the drives going. Week 1, it's tough to get a lot of points. Just continue to do long, sustained drives. May not be the best points that we've seen, but just get first down. And hopefully we're not getting a ton of penalties to negate those first downs. And because if you get penalties, we know we're not going to be able to start fast at all, right? You get a holding penalty, it sets it back 10 yards, boom, we're in a world of hurt. That's the way it goes. Predict the score for the game on Sunday. Give us a score prediction. If you have the Packers winning, let me know. If you have the Lions winning, give me a idea in the comments. They need to protect Jared Goff. Protect Jared Goff. Micah Parsons, Rashawn Gary. If they're getting after Jared Goff in this game and he's getting hit and the offensive line fails, we're going to lose the game. All right? Jared Goff's got to be able to stay in the pocket, be able to do his reads, and find the open receiver. We got plenty of weapons here. Plenty of weapons. And so there's really no reason, if he's getting protection, that we can't move the football. So this offensive line's got a big task. It's a great way to start week one, right? You're going against a pretty good defensive line. So they got a big task. And it's a great way to throw them to the fire immediately. We'll see how well they do. Now, let's get into the prediction for this game here. And I just kind of want to give you what I think the Lions are going to do or how this game will pan out. And my prediction here is this. It's going to be a close game, really close game. And I have the Lions winning 27-24, be able to get the victory over the Green Bay Packers in a close game. I still think that the Lions' offense is really good. I do believe that their offensive line is going to be really good. But what's most important is the Lions' defense is so much improved from what was last year. Having the new scheme, as well as having all your players back, second year with Terrion Arnold, it's going to be fun to watch. And I think that the Lions' defense will be able to do enough to reduce Jordan Love getting a mass amount of yards or anything of that nature. And the Lions should be able to slow down Josh Jacobs, that bowling ball of a running back, because I feel like our defensive line is definitely built to stop the run now. Tyleik Williams, DJ Reader, we got Hutchinson back, and Marcus Davenport is good. So that's what I got going on for this game. Give me your predictions in the comments below.